Hey guys, good morning. I've been looking at this for a minute. Um, so I've talked before about how the election Donald Trump it represents a change, a moral change, a, a social consciousness shift, if you will, in demonstrating the path Americans want to go. Now I know people saying that. I think one of the top searches after the election was how to change your vote. And I know people are saying Americans evidently didn't know what tariffs were and didn't know some of the stuff, and I don't want to get into that. I just because I feel like for some reason in my heart I feel like the more I get into that, the more I feel like, man, the average American is a dumbass. Yeah, like that. That's what it makes me. And I don't want to get condescend. I don't want to get that in the condescension about people. So we know that just about every corporation in America is rolling back DEI, which is going to create more black men, more black people of color falling through the cracks. And I was thinking about that the other day. We had a moment we got to pretend that like we're a post-racial nation and we're not racist and like we're gonna act on climate change and that this is about technology. It hasn't, the technology just hasn't gotten there yet, and we got to pretend to be the good guys, right? Walmart pushes back climate change targets. This is today, Financial Times. If I could find a way to put this on here. Anyway, Walmart says likely to miss a target is set to reduce planet warming emissions by the end of the decade, blaming obstacles in energy policy, infrastructure, and availability of low carbon technologies. U.S.-based retailers, the world's, I'm not getting into all that, but they're joining a range of companies, not corporations, to acknowledge they cannot meet their pledges. The promise to cut greenhouse gases is on operation by 35% in 2025. And 65% in 2030, compared to levels in 2015. But in an update published this week, Walmart said neither date appeared to be in reach, and its progress was delayed. We anticipate achieving our near and midterm emission reduction targets later in 2025 and 2030 target dates. It will consider revising the goals next year. Late next year, Walmart said it would not meet its 2025 emission goal, but the time stood by a 2030 target. As I said, they maintain their aim to achieve zero emissions across the global operation by 2040. All right, I think that's bullshit. I think Walmart's lying. I believe it was Frederick Douglass that said, "Power concedes nothing without first a demand." This election was about the American people choosing to not act on anything. That Americans don't believe in anything, and now we don't have enough money for any other emergencies. That's what Elon Musk just did. If there's another emergency, we're not going to deal with it. They're going to run through the government. They're going to, there is no concern by the American people that we're going to have another COVID, be prepared for bird flu. No one cares about that. So if that's the case, and America's moving right, who's going to hold them accountable? If I say I'm going to do something and nobody cares about it, who's going to make me do right? Who's going to hold me accountable? And now in America, there seems to be a culture that's actually kind of makes fun of that. So what I'm saying is, this was virtue signaling. Like I said before, I guess I'm gonna keep making videos on this. I don't believe in liberal companies. I believe in companies that know marketing and know who they're talking to and can speak in ways that I'm speaking to my people. From San Francisco, I'm talking to gay people. If I'm in New York, personally, I'm talking to Jewish people. You know what I mean? I know that. I don't believe in liberal corporations. I believe that if corporations are allowed to break all the rules and do all this kind of stuff, they're gonna do it. And why can't they? I don't blame Walmart for this. I don't think this has anything to do with technology. Anything whatsoever. I think it has to do with a sort of a Overton window shifted, and maybe I wasn't paying attention, maybe we didn't pay attention, but this is about the fact that they no longer have to pretend to care about the next 30, 40 years. They don't have to care anymore. They can just make their money and do what they want and tear everything up. And this is one of those brief moments in time where you realize America's, we don't really have no values. This is all a bunch of crap these white people have told us. And climate change, like I said, we got to pretend that we cared about climate change and pretend we care about microplastics and pollution and all that. And that moment's over. I don't know when it ended. That moment is over. They had a big fire where I used to live in Charlotte. I think it was last year, and people died. I think crane melted. OSHA ended up finding out that they had some stuff in a shed they shouldn't have had up there. But anyway, it's a big mess. My point is that in Trump's America, there will be no OSHA. There won't be anybody to come behind and find or investigate. So once again, we have to get ready for a ruthless America. And we have to get ready for an America that's a lot more dangerous than the world we live in today. I don't know what it looks like. But we've got to start thinking about dirtier water, dirtier air, brownouts. We've got to start thinking about this kind of a reality, this kind of a society that a lot of Americans voted for. I always talk about the Cuyahoga River in Ohio, where I'm at now. It used to catch on fire back in the day. That's probably going to happen again. Thanks for listening.